I still have to go with the CIS team here. I mean, I'm wearing red, white, and blue today, Anders, but I really am now. It was because, you know, Envy were playing. There's a couple Brits on Complexity.
Well, this fits with Gambit as well. Just look at the flank right there.
Yeah.
Still works.
Still works. Still works.
Oh, Doja off to a good start. He does peek a little bit wild to the right there, but Hoocher coming in with a good shot and a lot of flash. I don't think anyone can see anything in that fight anymore. It's a 3 versus 4, and that bomb is on the site. And I say, at this point, Surreal, just put the bomb down and stop worrying about anything else right here. Yeah, it takes a while, but there it is. They needed that quick as possible. Now that it's finally down, it's up to Gambit to try and retake.
And they know now Mo's been spotted. Surreal saw the gun barrel there, so he knows that at least one player is on upper. Adrian just steps in and takes his head off, though, so no joy there. Hoocher not going to be so lucky coming out of vents, so there's a little bit of an edge here for Complexity to work with. As long as they can keep Gambit from defusing this bomb, they're still in the running. Adrian trying to find a kill back, and he will actually take down Android and Def as well. Adrian with the triple kill in the round, and more than enough time for Mo to get that kit on the bomb and start the defuse. So a 1-0 lead now for Gambit. They win the pistol, and well, it looks a little grim for Complexity. That's not the start that you were looking for.
No, but I mean, you look at how calmly that retake went. They were very structured. No panic, no weird things going on. It was a good plant position because obviously that did allow Android and Def to actually defend from that position. So it's pretty good stuff there. Surreal did take quite a while. I don't think necessarily that was what made a difference, but I think maybe he was hoping to turn it into a 3-on-3, and that's so dangerous because if he takes that peek and goes down, it's definitely not worth it, obviously. Grenade raining in, it's going to go a little bit too far, so no damage being output just yet. They are getting close to the middle, but Mo going to take down one with that scout, and then Sanks right there in return.
Oh, that is so sick. That is so sick what just happened in mid there. A little bit of a snake chain, or snake chain? I don't know. They just like made a smoke tunnel to run through, and actually Complexity have brought this back to a 2-on-2 somehow. Spaze is going to catch Whitmer. So just like that, it's all on Android now to clutch it 1v2 versus Gambit, and this would be a huge round to win. The second round doesn't get much better than that, but he has no Kevlar. He's only got 36 HP. He does have a flash and a UMP, so he's got some tools to work with here, but he's up against 2 rifles. And now Space is rotated back towards that A side. Android going for the long con, though. He's going to work his way through Squeak. So if Space stays in the current position that he's in, he's actually in a pretty solid spot. He's got eyes on main, and he's close enough to hear any kind of movement coming in from Squeak. So that's all that needs to happen here for Space. He should be able to just shut down Android as soon as he comes out the door.
Noise already been made, and he's aware. Still going to actually let him pass by. So that's a bomb plant here for Android. Pretty big win in a 2v1 like this. He shouldn't be able to live through the round as soon as he peeks out behind this, or either that or Space is going to walk up behind him. Android's got no idea, so that's an easy enough win, but yeah, big giveaway there.
And so, in general, when you look at the smokes that come down in mid for the T side, they're looking to get some kind of wall to go down, crossing the middle, to basically block off the eyes of the CT holding from link or holding from short towards vents. So it opens up that split onto the B site that would be coming in from mid like this. Instead, what Complexity did, they know that they were on Eco, so they just had the one smoke. So they took advantage of the smoke that was thrown down by Gambit to block off Garage, and they just extended that one smoke in the middle. So you guys could see the guys watching from link here or from short wouldn't really be able to see what's happening. There was just more space for Complexity to work with to try and, you know, burst out on the sides and catch the Gambit defense off guard, which is why it got so chaotic and so close. So that's just like one smoke, one grenade made the difference there for Complexity and made the round much closer than it should have been. That was a sick play.
Oh, that Molotov that's thrown up onto the roof actually failing, and now there's a counter Molotov coming out and forcing Mo out from behind the sandbags. That's just a very good mid-take coming out right now for Complexity, and the fact that the Molotov didn't quite land there, I think that was thrown out by Adrian, in fact, is really a big deal.
That is really painful, yeah. A little bit of a tricky Molotov, you're right. Sometimes they overshoot it and it just doesn't go off. Def is going to catch Adrian, but Doja's in position and checkered, and he's going to pick up 2 before getting caught by Sanks. So it's Spaze rotating over from the A side. Unfortunately for him, he has no idea that he's being heard the entire way through. Surreal is ready and waiting for him, and the easiest headshot of Surreal's life. So Complexity on the board. In the first round that they get the bye, they will succeed in actually picking it up. So 2-1. And yeah, it just goes off in the air. Poof. It's like a vapor cloud.
Yeah.
Vape Nation. Yeah.
That's a bit interesting. I mean, I had this plan in mind for a while that actually maybe you could learn how to purposely throw it in correctly and then have someone peeking there with the AWP, so that if the terrorist... this wasn't like a reaction, and they were already boosting, and oh, Sanks going to be taking down Mo. They were already boosting, so the failed Molotov, they were just going to try and boost anyway, but they would have had to have run, like, kept running if it actually worked. But what if you failed it intentionally, and then you're ready for the counter boost coming up?
What about a world where, just like in that round, they're running through the Molotov as it goes off, but it went off in the air? Instead of it, roasting the ground, if you're running through the Molotov as it goes off, it just roasts you for a while, right? You take like 40 points of damage. It's just gasoline on you that's on fire. No?
Definitely not.
Doesn't work? What a shame.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, no.
Be real, situational sort of thing. Maybe you get the timing right. I guarantee. Take some practice.
Randomly win the major because of one lucky grenade. Let's not have that. We do have a quick kill in the beginning of the round, and oh, look at Space. He can hear them running on the other side, and this main control is really helping out a lot. He's maybe starting to feel like this might be a B push, and there's only 2 people on the site, and they're inside the bomb site, both of them. That's not a good start. You need to have people sort of spread out here. If you're stuck on the site like this, it's very hard to defend this B bomb site. Pooch trying to get them close with the 5-7. He sees them from every which angle, and he's going to get overrun. Adrian, the same fate for him. Doja with the AWP, but only the 1 kill. And Space, who sort of heard all of this coming, can't really do anything to follow up on it.
No, he's actually in a bit of a tight spot. He's got that M4, and really the whole goal for him is to get that AWP. Gets the wallbang shot onto Surreal. Not going to get the follow-up, though. I think he tried to pull the trigger, but he ended up swapping out guns, and now he's pretty much done for it. There's the flash. At least Complexity. They pause for just a moment to be thorough, get that flash in his face. And 4 players survive, including a free AWP donated by Gambit. So it's as good as it gets there for Complexity. Whitmer is going to be happy about that pickup. 2-2 now. And, well, I'm trying to hear what he's actually saying there, because, it's just like, put the smoke here.
You never want, people to explain too much when they're in the game. In a perfect world, everything would just have a name, Run, strategy, echo, and then you just go that. You don't do that. If you have to try and, explain to your teammates in the middle of a round exactly what they need to do, generally a sign that someone's not quite paying attention.
So back in the day, there was, like, the European teams, they would practice against each other, and they would say, oh, right, he's running the Na'Vi, they're running the Na'Vi, right? So, because, like, certain teams would have certain strategies that were theirs. Like, NA teams, actually, I think they're hungry all the time when they start naming their strats, because, like, Cloud9 has the veggie wrap, right? It's just like, what is the veg? How do you come up with that name for your strat? The veggie wrap. Was Sean Gares just, Sean Gares bit fit, right? Was he just having, like, some vegetable wrap thing while he was coming up with it? He was like, yeah, we'll call it the veggie wrap.
I mean, there's a lot. There should be like a whole history series about how names have come up in general, because a lot of it is quite strange. But
the Danes would have fun with that.
I think not. Probably none of it would be broadcastable. Pooch gonna be the last man left here. This is just a round where Gambit didn't really have anything. They were reset pretty hard. So 3 and 2. And again, you've got to remember there's a lot on the line for this one here. Most of all for Thorin, obviously, who may end up wearing a Complexity shirt. That's just dangerous.
I mean, Complexity, I think right now for Complexity, it's more like we need to win 1 map. We're not going to be one of the teams that goes 0-6 in the group phase here, at least in the initial group phase. Like, you need to pick up a map somehow, some way. Gambit seems to be the best choice, the best chance, rather, for Complexity to do NA proud. So, let's see.
I mean, the only players that are having an impact right now for Gambit are Doja and Adrian. Everyone else is on 1 or 2 kills, whereas Complexity have like a good, even spread of the kills right now. Everyone seems to be stepping it up and doing a lot of work right now, so that has got to change in Space there, picking up a good shot on Def, so good start for Gambit finally.
It'd be interesting, actually, if they were to succeed in picking up a map. That would put Gambit in a bit of a tight spot. Put 1-5, 1-5, basically. So we have a little bit of a lurk happening here where Surreal might be able to catch Adrian, but Adrian point blank with the shotgun. Instant headshot. And now a 2-man advantage here for Gambit in a key round. Gambit, they've definitely given themselves a strong chance at turning the tide here, turning things on Complexity. That's where we're going to have to start getting into maths, like who's won how many rounds, etc. Heads up to be able to sort out any kind of tie when it comes to the group scoreline. Because every map you win, you get a point.
Luckily, that's somebody else's job and not mine. I don't do maths. It's not what they pay me for.
You're not an admin, Anders? Come on.
Thankfully, no. That is not a job that I would appreciate. Not as easy as people think. 5 versus 3 at the moment, and Whitmer's kind of low on health. Sank's though going to pick up a kill, and both the players in the bomb side are actually quite low as well. They shouldn't be around that Gambit let go off, but look at Sank's picking up the one. Does finally get shot down. Adren close with the Mag 7, but they've rotated entirely out of the B bomb site, so regardless, Saints did a very good job of selling this fake. Now, they are going to get the bomb plant with about a couple of seconds left here. Oh, just has to plant it out of the open. Whitmer doesn't want to try and make it around the corner. He's going to have the chance as well. They're both in the site, so these are, again, not good positions, but they can win this round.
I'm curious if Gambit, when they run up, can see that bomb immediately or not. Because it's right beneath the lip of that railing, of that I-beam, right? So, interesting. Shot there from Whitmer. He shuts down Mo. Not going to get the follow-up. Doja, instant headshot there to trade. And now it's Adrian, who's got that AK, versus Android playing from behind the boxes. Adrian's been spotted, going for the full-on wallbang shots, and he's going to get the kill in the end. Does he actually find the bomb, though? Yes, he eventually does.
Oh, but he doesn't have a kit.
But he doesn't have a kit?
This is a really big problem. I think he may just have enough time, but it's going to be down to the last second. Oh,
wow.
I'm hearing Complexity shouting, or maybe that was the audience, I'm not sure. Someone's shouting boom anyway.
I think that was like...
Yeah, so a bit scary, but they did find the bomb. So 3-3 and moving into the 7th round. Complexity, see if they could strike back quickly here. They do have a lot of rifles, and Gambit still have almost no economy at all.
No, they do. But this is one hell of a fight right off the start. I mean, Complexity have been a bit slow to start on most of the maps they've played so far in the group stage, struggling in the first half. And, well, this is definitely a change. Doja, though, is going to be able to start things off strong here for Gambit in this round. He shuts down Whitmer to begin with. Playing from behind Sad Mags. There's quite a presence in mid, actually, from Gambit. 2 players there with 1 in Link. And look at this. Spaze, the big flank. They don't even have an idea that they got shot in the back. He's just wondering where... Surreal, is he able to actually communicate this to his teammates? And it looks like Def figured it out. He's going to shut down that backstab.
That was very scary. Mo and Adrian left. They are not that far apart, so they could try and help each other out a little bit. Mo since had the bomb site with the AWP, so if they end up pushing him, it looks like they will. They could flash and smoke him out. I mean, this is one of those positions where usually you get only like 2 shots, and if you don't hit any of them, chances are you not get a third. So quick smoke up means he has to change his position, but let's see if he can avoid the flashbangs. That's going to be the real test.
Well, smoke going up. That actually prompts Adrian to start pushing towards vents, so there is an element of a flank coming in here. Now it comes down to Mu buying time. And he's going to spot the man out in the open, hits the flick. Gets the kill on Android. Now a 2-on-2. Def and Sanks just charging up onto the site. Mo going to be completely overwhelmed. And now Adrian, he didn't go for the vents play. Instead, he's coming through halls. Can he catch Sanks out of position? This is going to be crazy. Yep, it's all on the timing. There's the shoulder. Incendiary goes down, but Sanks should have the option to back out, or he's just going to run forward, but he's going to be right on the edge. The Molotov went too deep. And so now Adrian has to worry about having him at his back. He just goes for the straight-up fight, looking for the headshot on Def, and it's not going to happen. Def will end up winning it for Complexity. 4 rounds on the board now for Complexity.
Very,
give each other, pat on the back,
I like the team spirit and Complexity. I mean, we've heard this yesterday as well. They do sort of complement each other whenever something works out well. So there is a bit of a team feeling going on, which I think is important. 4th round here. Oh, sorry, 4th round for Complexity. 8th round overall coming up now. And again, Gambit without the money to buy much of anything. So just gonna try and see if they could maybe land a couple of kills in this round.
It's like the story of their lives at this point. These guys just can't seem to get an economy going at all. Complexity doing a fantastic job of keeping the pressure up. And well, Adrian, he's got that deagle. No need to peek him, since he's got the info now that they've lost control of A main. So that's easy enough. And it looks like Def has actually spotted out Spaze pushing aggressive in Squeak. So Spaze will be able to actually dash out just in time. Def caught sleeping. But good presence on the map here from Complexity. Gambit trying to throw some curveballs at him, and Complexity doing a pretty good job of just keeping their cool, making sure that they aren't giving anything to work with here for Gambit.
Just now picking up the bomb Adrian moving in. The Deagle is about to get shot in the back as well if he sticks around, and Sanks is going to take care of it instead. Space playing by the forklift, but just with the USP, so very hard for him to have a real impact at all. Surreal also coming into a little bit here, and looks like it's going to be a very clean round here for Complexity. After a slow start, Mo the one to pick up a kill here finally. Oh, and Doja with a good flank. Knife. Go for the knife. Definitely go for the knife, Doja. He's going to do it, and Def is gone. Picks up the AK, goes for the spray, and another one to follow. Sprays to the doorway. Still a 2-on-2, but Surreal there to get the kill. And Doja in a very tough spot. He hits a headshot. 7 bullets have come charging out. Android going to take him down. What a sequence from Doja. Triple kill, including a knife.
Unbelievable. So much money, $1,500. Picks up the AK, and you know what Doja's hoping exactly is that he was planting for Squeak. He's thinking if Def is holding from Squeak door, they're probably just going to be planting open in the wide open, right? So that I could maybe get the deny. There was a lot there for Doja to work with. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't pan out for him this time. They planted default, and so no way for him to really put the pressure on Complexity there. I mean, getting the kills, that certainly made the difference, but there was a real chance.
4 HC grenades right now on the Gambit side, so hoping that Complexity make the mistake of grouping up and showing themselves somewhere. I would love for this to work really well one day. In some ways, I feel like we always say, oh, this is so cool, but at the same time, it really rarely, if ever, works. So maybe like sort of just the fact that we can't really point to many rounds where it's ever worked is evidence that it's not worth it. But imagine if it did work, how cool would it be? I can't separate that from the reality of the idea that it's probably not worth it.
It's like if you're upgrading your pistol and you're getting the HE, then maybe we're dancing on the edge, right? If you're getting HEs, like full HEs, just stay on the USPs and count on the HEs to get the damage in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the logic would have to be, if not that. Hooch is going to discover now that they are actually at the wrong side. He does put out a grenade there. Does really good damage, in fact. That's pretty impressive. But the other 3 grenades are going to make their way in. Are they going to try for a... They need to kill these 2 people in the middle before they can throw the grenades. Then it would be quite a good position to throw the grenades from, but they're just not being allowed to even get in here.
Oof. That was a sick bank nade. I think that was Moo through that one. That was beautiful. Right on top of Def. Def barely survives with 9 HP. So they almost got it working. It was close. At least the 1 HE would have paid off. But instead, it is Complexity keeping everybody alive, which is perfect for their economy. All they have to do is spend money on nades this round. No AWP for Whitmer. Seems like they just want to have the rifles to work with here. So Mo is going to have free reign in the sniping department. I was about to say the smiting department. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it is. I like that. The smiting department usually just God in that department. Fair enough.
How does it work? You know, he smote him or something? I mean, yeah.
Let's not try and conjugate that. It's not a fun time, is it?
The smitten is something totally different.
It is. But probably derived from the same group, I imagine. Someone going to find out for us. Whitmer boosted up, and on the other side, Space, they're neck and neck. I keep saying it's very easy to wallbang people as Space is standing. You can do it so safely. You could even do it from where Def is standing. That whole area is just very easy to shoot through. It slightly grinds me that no one ever does it. But that is a pretty effective peek as well coming out, and Def is going to take care of Hooch. So nice entry into the bomb site here. Complexity showing a really strong first half so far. Gambit seemed to be unable to defend at all, in fact.
No, they're struggling. They just can't seem to adapt. They're trying to change it up with Space, right? The boost, but not going to work. It's going to have to come down to the tough job of taking duels at this point. Doja wins one versus Def. That brings it back to a 3-on-3, but the bomb is ticking down. There isn't a whole lot of time left here for Gambit to make the play with, so they need to start getting in here fast. More flashes going out, buying even more time, and Surreal going to catch Adrian jumping. So Mo from CT is going to pick up the 1 kill. He's looking for the free fire, and he's going to get it. Shuts down Surreal, so it's all on Sanks. And Sanks, he was winning clutches earlier this morning. Has to do it again, and he will. The triple in the end for Sanks, even saves that AWP. And another clutch for Complexity.
And you see how excited the Complexity fans were there, out of their minds, that they won that 7th round. We are moving into the 11th round, and the Again, the money questionable for Gambit. 7-3 is the current scoreline here. It's a bit, I mean, the whole point of having space boosted up there is that the people inside the bomb site, whoever they may be, are going to sort of draw out the attention so that they don't just straight check him. But they were able to put 2 people in main who were just both looking up there, and no one was getting shot in the side of the face. So something just went wrong with that setup in general. Space moving forward, close range with the Deagle Sacks right on the other side. Better win the fight.
Mo, though, is able to trade it, takes down Space, even does a little bit of damage to Whitmer, rather. So that's solid work, at least a 1-for-1 trade when you're sitting on a hard eco. Gambit, though, they need to figure out at one point that this is going to be going towards B, because Complexity, they've camped the bomb out over there. They've hit A a couple times now, so they've trained Gambit to start worrying about this site. Now's a good time to just shift back over to the other side of the map and see if they can catch somebody sleeping over here. That's Hooch and Doja, both of them full HP and waiting for the push to come in. And really, Gambit, right at this point, they're just like, right, give up mid, focus on the extremities. We're just going to completely focus on that. Although, as I say that, Adrian is starting to work his way back towards mid-link, so... And actually on to B, so really they are going to make the call. Good rotation coming out here from Gambit, giving them a good shot at actually shutting down this push when he comes in.
They still need a really quick and clean headshot on someone. If they just find, you know, full-on 4 versus 4 here, it's not quite going to work out, I think. And Hooch going down. Android picking up the kill there. Adrian in a position and now being called for inside the bomb site. Doja coming out with a bit of a charge, but still a big advantage right now for Complexity. The bomb going down, planted again for Checkered, which seems to have become almost the new default here.
I like it. I mean, Android's over there already in control of the situation. Moo shouldn't really be going for the hard retake, and he isn't. He's holding on to that AWP, which is wise. And Adrian, if he can save his Kevlar, that's an extra 1,000 to work with in the next round. So good reasons here for Gambit to just back off and play it safe. Play for the exit frags instead of actually trying to go for the big plays. Mo going to miss the flick, gives away his position, so that Incendiary, he's hoping basically it's going to buy a little bit of time and perhaps set it up here for Adrian to step in and catch somebody off guard. He does, drops an AK at his feet, and it looks like Complexity, they have their heart set on denying the AWP. That's a big play, and no joy for Adrian either. So Surreal saves the op. Free op for Complexity, who currently have boatloads of money.
It's kind of smart for Sanks. He actually jumped up on the little rooftop there to sort of go over the scope that that Mo had going on. So kind of like it. 8-3 and moving into the 12th round. It's a 5-round lead for Complexity on the terrorist side of Cash. I mean,
it's a bit of a tough stat to bring up, though, that Complexity haven't won a single... Because, I mean, they keep changing up their roster, right? It's been a pretty rough time for Complexity for quite some time.
Yeah.
This is a fairly new roster that's just been put together, so not a whole lot of experience. This would be a big play, though, if they could actually take this map away from Gambit. Whitmer opens things up by taking out Space, and now the man advantage here for Complexity, pushing back onto the A site.
Adrian, good shot there, trying to follow it up. Mo did get a kill in the meantime, and he's pushing up alone right at the edge. He does see the shadow, but he can't get the kill. Container blocking the shot. And now it's a 3-on-3, another retake coming in, but Hooch is down and out of it. Surreal able to hit that shot. Complexity looking very good on Cash right now. I don't know how Gambit can get back into this game. Surreal finally going to be out of it. And now it's Def and Android.
And now just Mo. Swaps out to the M4, but he realizes he's in a bit of a tight spot. One of them holding from A main, that's Def. And Android hasn't budged. Since he's put down this bomb, he has calmly sat and held the angle. Complexity will successfully defend the site, and the match has been set to pause. Looks like we're going to have a timeout getting called here by Gambit. Enough is enough. They have enough money to go for a force buy if they want.
Yeah, and Hooch, who was struggling a bit on train in the beginning. I mean, he went out for second half. Hooch came alive a bit more, but he's 2-2-12 right now. So having a really hard time. Surreal playing good right now on Complexity at 12 kills. And I mean, it's 10-10, 11-11 on the other. So everyone is pretty much tied up on Complexity. You gotta wonder what the plan is here for Gambit. I mean, if they win the next 3 rounds, 9-6 you can definitely come back from on Cash. That's it's not a great scoreline, but it's certainly winnable still.
You can work with it if you get that tie. I mean, basically, it comes down to winning the second half pistol.
Yeah.
So then you can tie it up potentially at 9-9 and then run it back from there. But yeah, right now, I mean, I think it has more to do with just waking people up and getting them focused than anything for Gambit, because Doja, he's sitting at 14 kills. He's definitely competitive, but there's a pretty steep drop after that. The rest of his teammates are all single digits. The closest one is Adrian, who had a strong start to the map, but then also dropped off, you know, about halfway through. At the midpoint, just stopped getting kills. So I think a lot of this, it's not like the strats or the calls are off, it's just that they aren't landing their shots right now.
Could also wonder if what we're seeing is sort of a function of the fact that maybe Gambit have not paid any attention also complexity. You know, if you're Gambit and you're going into this group, you may just be thinking, well, look, what really are complexity going to be doing? How about we just, you know, focus on figuring out how to beat Envy and Virtus Pro, you know, try and take a map of one of those, and then we're in a good position, and then leave complexity out of it. And that could be a bit dangerous, especially if complexity in return have been studying up on Gambit.
That's the thing, there's going to be a whole lot more information on Gambit running around than there is for complexity, right?
Yeah.
You're changing up some core things on the team. You're flying players from England, basically, to be a part of this North American roster. So, I mean, that's going to change a lot. Really difficult to make the call as to, like, right, what are their tendencies going to be? We haven't actually seen them play cash this tournament. It's a different story with Train. We saw Complexity play against Envy earlier this morning on Train, so Gambit have a little information to go off of there as to what they can expect. But for cash, it's just like, right, we kind of just have to focus entirely on our game, on how we want to play it, and hope that it matches up well versus Complexity's style.
Couple of grenades going into main there. Complexity just trying to see if they can catch anyone on the corner. Maybe expecting that Gambit would go for that aggressive play right after the timeout. But after that, they seem to have slowed it down quite a bit. Gambit need to have pretty much all the rest of the rounds here. Adrian, look at this position.
That's a nasty spot.
Yeah, because if they engage in the middle, if they see space, then Adrian could probably jump to try and take some shots with the Max 7. I actually kind of like that.
Thinking this is going to wind up on A eventually, though. That bomb is in A main. Starting to rotate more players over towards this side of the map. The man who is holding it B, that's Surreal. He's going to make his way there to set up along with Whitmer. And so Complexity gathering the forces, gathering the troops. Is there some kind of signal? They want to set up a fake. Def and Whitmer are going to be putting up the mid smokes that I talked about earlier. Going to cut mid in half. That forces a reaction out of space. And Doja, Adrian, however, no idea that he's there. Still got that shotgun, but it's not going to be necessary because Doja's going to be able to get the job done. With Mu holding on the site itself, he takes down Sanks, and Sanks shows himself in A main. And it's on Surreal and Android now in a 2-on-4.
Yeah, I think a really solid idea coming out of Complexity. That's like, from a tactical standpoint, a smart plan. Great grenade, and got to be a bit careful here. Gambit, they've done enough to win the round. It's going to be a double kill for Mo and a double for Doja. So solid defense coming out of Gambit, but I mean the idea works for Complexity. That's something that they could try again if they wanted to.
Might be cutting it a bit close, actually. All right. But yeah, no, the idea, what I was talking about earlier, right? These smokes that go down, they're going to be thinking, Gambit think that it's going to be a B play. Instead, the idea is for Complexity to just try, as the focus from the guys pushing A main, this is going to draw the defense's attention. They're going to charge up and try and split onto short. That's the idea behind the whole thing. Unfortunately, they just weren't expecting there to be a crossfire right at the doors to garage. And, oh no, Whitmer's roasting. He can't die up there. He had the bomb.
Yeah, luckily C4 isn't activated by fire, but by electricity instead. But still, don't want to give up the bomb like that. It's going to be the 14th round currently. Complexity at 9. And if they could just get a couple more in here, they almost will cement the victory. Gambit, the early Molotovs, though, doing quite a lot of damage. They're raining in, but they haven't actually checked out space position. Oh no, and a team kill, and then the Molotov coming and taking out Surreal. What a great exchange. That's going to look hilarious from a third-person point of view. And now it's Sanks and Android left, 2 versus 4. Oh, no. So, I mean, such a good first half, but a little bit shaky at the end. And surely if this finishes 9-6, Gambit are going to be feeling, I mean, just a little bit of relief.
I'm glad to see that Sanks is still alive, though, for Complexity. 2-on-4. This guy's he's been involved in a lot of the clutch plays for Complexity so far in this tournament. So for him to be alive, it gives him a fighting chance. There is a man holding on the site itself. Easy spot, and that's Hooch, caught unawares. Flash goes out, and Sanks eats it, but it does clear up rather quickly, and he's not going to be able to actually make his way onto the site because Adrian's already rotated in. He's got that line through CT, and now Android doesn't actually have anything to work with. He has to win by getting headshots, and it's just not going to happen. He gets caught looking the wrong way in that situation. But yeah.
Look at this nonsense. Switmer.
Aw.
Right in. All right. We do have the 15th round coming up, and Complexity, finally, the bank is starting to be exhausted here. I mean, they did have a lot of money on them. Gambit looking to close out this round with a 9-6 finish, needing just one more round. It was a really long time before they started to wake up on this half, but finally they have.
Definitely showing more fight. What I'm interested to see is Complexity. Are they going to actually change the pace? It looked to me like for a second there they really wanted to try and get out quick. Whitmer was very quick up to A main. And already the rotation coming out from Gambit, because Gambit had a lot of mid focus going. They're going to rotate a third man onto the A site. A fourth man is holding in mid, close by, able to rotate. So if Complexity can commit to this bomb site early on, Gambit, man, they're going to have such a strong defense.
Already a lot of damage being put into Def right now. These grenades raining in are a very strong indication that it's going to be an A hit right now. They have pretty much everyone rotated, and really Hooch is far away, and they're the first 2 kills going in favor of Gambit. Mo and Space joining the fight, and Doja to close it out, and that's going to be 9-6. Still, I mean, a very, very good half for Complexity, but now it seems like Gambit have woken up a little bit. Makes you question what will happen in the second half, and we're not quite there yet, but we'll be soon. Yeah. What do you think Thorin is feeling right now? Confident, or
Just a little nervous.
is he going to be donning that T-shirt at the end of it?
Just a little nervous, I think, Thorin. But still, it's not done yet. There's still quite a ways to go here for Gambit. First step is winning that pistol round in the second half. So we will find out if they're capable of it after this break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Gambit and Complexity here, and it's been a bit of a up and down first half for Gambit. They only got 6 rounds on the CT side of Cash. It was only really the end that they managed to show anything. Surreal playing very well at 15 kills, Doja at 18. So I think it's been a while since we've seen Doja do much of anything on this map. So interesting to see him personally step it up. And Surreal, I feel like both him and Def, I simply don't know enough about them to have like any sort of overall opinion. I just feel like I need to see more plays from either one.
It just seems like Doja managed to have a very strong start, but it wasn't until, basically after that timeout that his teammates started to wake up. Moo and Adrian, who had a fairly decent start to the half, they definitely quieted down in the mid game. Towards the end there, they finally started to wake up. They started to get some kills on the board, and Doja wasn't alone doing all the work. He actually had some help from his team. So that led to 3-round wins there at the end, and actually, a pretty respectable scoreline. There is a world where Doja was just basically the only guy doing anything, and Complexity could be in double digits right now. So bit of a tough break here for Gambit. We're still waiting on Hooch to wake up as well. So
yeah, getting 3 kills in 15 rounds, not exactly ideal.
That's an interesting proposition. CSGO freeze.
Well, that, you know, that's the whole voting thing we had going on, and I'm pretty sure this is a troll by now. I'm pretty sure that this is, a
It
meme.
must be X-God.
Yeah, the continuation of a good meme. Why not?
Must be. Don't take that one seriously, Terry. That flew under your radar. But, yeah, it's the X-God.
Some, exactly. Some good HLTV memes. Why not? 16th round coming up, second half, and Def somehow starting out with a Molotov, and I'm not sure, but this is rare. Normally you'd want a defuse kit over a Molotov, so I hope for karma's sake that this is going to come back to haunt them, that they'll end up needing that defuse kit, just because it would be funny. We do have a double boost going on in the, well, actually, no, just a single one. I thought maybe they'd try and put Dojo up there as well, but, oh, there we go. They are both there. I just couldn't see him somehow. But yes, both of them boosted up, so see if they can take mid control and maybe help out their teammates running into the A bomb side. Mo's already cleared out all of A, so it's a full-on retake play coming out of Complexity, and oh, a little bit of damage being put in. I think there might have been a teammate in fashion. There's Def picking up the one shot, looking for a bit more. He needs to survive with that Molotov, because they actually do need it for the retake.
Yeah, he's the one with the utility. He gets a kill, so that's solid, but he's got that flash and incendiary. Gonna have to get into play at some point. Whitmer has snuck his way onto the side. He's got two teammates backing him as well, but he's dropped down to 1 HP. That's gonna put the pressure on. The incendiary wasted, blows up in the air. And so now it's all on Mo here with the help of Hooch and Spaze, and now just between the two of them, they need to hold it in a 2-on-2.
Oh no, 1-on-1. Sanks, he doesn't have the time. If only they had the diffuse kit, but they won't have it. And there is simply isn't enough time. Oh man, the universe is a great place, isn't it? In a different time, they could have picked up a diffuse kit instead of the Molotov, and that could have been a fun time. 9-7 being the scoreline. Gambit are gonna win the round. I love how that works out.
There's just balance. Stop laughing at the suffering of others.
You saw it coming from so far away. Oh man,
the suffering. They might be screaming. You know, they're not screaming on the outside, but they're screaming internally right now. You know, so.
It's only when they rewatch the VOD of me laughing at it that it's truly gonna be painful.
Well, I think what's gonna cause you to scream is really like, hey, I have this incendiary. It's perfect. It could force Moo out into the open. Oh, I'm gonna whiff it.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's painful. That's pain right there. Again, Complexity stacking on that B side. 4 players there, ready and waiting for Gambit. They have not gone for the force buy. Instead, it's Sanks, the only one to invest in Kevlar. So I like this from Complexity, prioritizing the nades in the first buy round. Having a little bit more money to work with. Def, it's about to get toasty for him. Doja spots him. The X-God is hungry, but Mo's going to find the kill instead.
Oh, nice shot from Android, but not enough to keep Hooch at a distance. He was all the way down the middle. That's a very long shot to take there. The 3-on-3, so already around. That's a bit more expensive than maybe Gambit would have liked. Taking a fight by Electric there. Space turning around, focusing on middle, but he's actually going to go down. They've taken a lot of damage Complexity, but they have the man lead, and there still is no bomb plant coming in here. Hooch is the one carrying it, so he's only just now shown up for the bomb site. Now it's a 1-on-3. Gambit, what are you doing?
This is just bizarre. Because now Hooch, I mean, they're not going to be watching the angle because they know, well, at this point they have him boxed in. The main thing is that Surreal is flanked through Garage, so there's no way off of this site now that Hooch, for Hooch. So Hooch actually has to just go and find a fight right now. And he's looking for that headshot. There's the peek. Whitmer confirms that he's still on the site. Now the long-term flank is going to come in here from Surreal because he's now already out through A main. He gets spotted though, so at least Hooch, he knows where 2 of the players are coming from. He has no idea where Sanks is though. So that's the problem here for him. There's that third variable in play. So he's just going to have to hit some shots. And Sanks is going to offer himself up. There's Whitmer, gets sprayed down as well. Hooch now with a chance to clutch this for his team, but Surreal, he picks up a rifle, he gets the headshot, and Complexity come through. A clutch win in the second round when they didn't even have Kevlar.
Yeah.
Hooch is pissed.
Who was the first guy into that bomb site? Was that Adren? I can't remember. No, he went down there. Was it Space that ran in first? No, Doja, sorry, with the Tech-9. When he goes down to Android, it seems like there's no follow-up. There's no speed. And, I mean, the real question is, why were they throwing so many bodies to take the bomb site when they didn't have the bomb anywhere near to put down? So even though they had the bomb site fairly early on when Android got traded, they didn't put the bomb down for another, 30 seconds. So that's a bit of a waste. And now they're going to buy up and return it to try and see if they can force it. Maybe stop Complexity from getting back into the game.
Some nades in case Doja just basically pre-nading to make sure that Complexity, if they did try to push Squeak, would take a bunch of shrapnel to the face. Not going to pan out, though. Instead, it's going to be a counter boost in checkered. What is going on there? That's Surreal and Android. And yeah, it is the counter boost up in the vents. Okay, so now we have a presence in mid. One-man link, one-man vents. That's Surreal able to hold it, and he'll be able to bolster the defense on B side as well. So a versatile setup here coming into play from Complexity on this part of the map. And on A, it's just the two guys holding solid on the site, as passive as you can get, basically. So now it's up to Gambit. It's basically up to Gambit to actually get onto the site and achieve something here. The smokes have gone down towards the A side, and then it's a boost into mid. And Surreal, exactly, he's under fire.
Got to fall back, but Mo's also coming in from the other side, and he's just going to get overrun. Surreal, not a chance, and everyone else was rotating out because you see all the smokes that are landing over in A. That's a big part of this fake, and right now, Complexity, they just ate it raw. Now, a bit of spray coming through. It Trent actually managing to pick up that kill. Couldn't quite clip him there. Def really trying, though. 4 versus 3. The bomb is down, planted, 4. Checkered, and Dozier and Mo are going to be the two people who are in position. Well, not Dozier anymore, not Mo either. Widmer coming through with 2 stunning headshots, and now they're in a lot of trouble here. Space alone, he's going to be going down. What a retake coming in from Complexity. 11-7.
Yeah, it's Whitmer with the heroics there, basically taking out the 2 key players. The one on Dozier, that's solid. But the man holding over here, exactly, Mo. From Toxic, that's not supposed to happen exactly. Whitmer just, how does he even get that second headshot?
Yeah, it was a pretty good adjustment, wasn't it? And I mean, I think that's one of the times where it really matters if you have an AK, an M4, or an M4A1, because that M4A1 is the recoil is going to be a little bit easier to adjust in that situation, and I think that actually has an impact. 5 Tag 9s, back to the good old days, or the bad old days, depending on what mood you're in. Going to be rushing through the smoke, which is a solid idea. I think Sank's very nearly getting caught off guard and still going to get overrun. Whitmer trying to get close. He might be into the exact same fate. He does take a couple of people with him, but so far a pretty good round for Gambit.
Least he could do, right? Incendiary is going to go down. That's actually going to delay the retake a little further here. Mo just going to plant defaults, which is a shame because Hooch is holding towards Forklift, so the bomb not exactly planted for Hooch. So a lot of this is going to come down to Mo and his ability to stay alive. Hooch going to try and create some space for him. Spots out 2, annihilates 1, and now into a 2-on-2 scenario. The Surreal will catch Hooch overstepping himself, and now it's all on Mo with the Tech 9 close. And he just needs to stay put. At this point, the best case scenario for him is that they walk up close to him so he can get that one-shot headshot going with that Tech 9. So Def going to lead the way. He's low HP, and it's not even necessary for Surreal to really get involved. Def survives.
12th round for Complexity. It's very, very tough to play alone like that when you're not on a lot of health. It's a 5-round lead for the North American team. Dozier with 19 kills. Look, still everybody on Complexity is sort of more or less tied. I mean, Android's a little bit low, but not by much. So they're playing a really good team game right now. It is good to see that Hooch has decided to sort of rejoin the match and is up to 9 kills. So he's definitely, you know, tripling his scoreline essentially from what it was in the first half in just 5 rounds here. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely woken up, you're right. And we might see a change of pace out of Gambit. It is going to be just an aggressive push coming in from Sanks. He shuts down Mo. Whitmer's there to trade versus Adrian. That, unfortunately for him, Dozier straight into Squeak is going to be able to pick up that kill, and we're into a 3-on-3 just like that within the first 20 seconds of the round. Lots of action to kick things off, and that was Complexity showing that they're brave, that they're not willing to just give up the A site. They'll go for some aggression, and you need to do that on CT side. You need to be able to just destabilize Gambit and land some shots. Def catches Dozier out.
Oh, and he's going to end up going down. Hooch coming in with a kill. Now it's another 2-on-2. Space is down. And all on Hooch to try and clutch it again. Seems to be the second half is just all on his shoulders. He's got so much time to play around with, so doesn't even have to stay in the A bomb site. Could easily rotate back, which if he does, he might end up running into Android. See if he can win this first fight. That would be really good, but not going to happen. Straight headshot. Team ace from Complexity. And a 13th round, which is also going to put Gambit out of the money.
Yeah, no bomb plant. No bomb plant for Gambit. So they're under duress. They're just going to go for that half buy, right? Tech 9, Kevlar. If they get a bomb plant, they'll be able to full buy in the next round. They'll still be able to have a reasonable buy with some rifles and nades, but the pressure is mounting here for Gambit. The one thing is that Dozier just seems to go squeak door every round almost. And so Complexity need to start taking that into account. They can't really get caught off guard by that anymore. That's something that you should be able to pick up on round after round on the A side, right? Action on A. And wow, just rinse and repeat. Look at this, the long spray coming in from Whitmer, and it's actually the Sanks getting the nade and the incendiary to block off Doja. There's the adjustment made to make sure that they could get out of A main intact. Very nicely done there by Complexity.
Gambit are running out of rounds to play with here. They kind of need to start winning rounds, otherwise Complexity's going to run away with it. And from the way that it looks right now, it could even be a fairly comfortable scoreline. I mean, 13-7. They won't have a lot of money for the rest of this half here, Gambit, so it's getting a bit tricky. There's a good kill coming in. Space to take out Sanks. And because Whitmer is already low, even though it's a 4-on-4, this is doable. They're all rotating from the same angle. Now, finally, Surreal actually a bit slow with the rotation. They're going to realize what's up and start and get everyone in here.
I think their sweet time is what's going on here. The man in mid needs to start moving up short so they can get a bit of a pincer movement going on to the A side. Otherwise, it's just going to be coming out from CT. Incendiary, no, not put behind quad box, instead put on the site. But there are players behind quad. One of them goes down, and that might actually sell them a bit of a fake because Moo is still alive, and he's got the M4. Complexity just rushing forward onto the site. They will overwhelm Hooch. But there's Moo springing the trap. He drops Whitmer.
And that default plant not really doing anything good for them right now, but they're going to get the kills anyway. And there's the shot. Surreal going to be going down. That was a bit scary. Mo with the triple, though. That bomb plant is so scary. When you've got a player in main, he's not going to be able to do anything if they start defusing. If you're the last one left, you can hardly make it there in time. So 13-8, and a big win for Gambit. I don't know how they come back into this, but they're going to need to find a way.
Mo ends up making all of the difference. Having that second man behind quad boxes like that. With the M4, insult to injury. And he even ditched the M4 to just pick up an AK. So 5 AKs across the board for Gambit, and an eco coming in here for Complexity. There's the HE onto Squeak Door. It looks like Doja realized there was a second man there, so he's fed 2 kills. And the rest of Gambit just charge out onto the site itself. They know the defense isn't here anymore. If there was a stack, they would have figured it out by now. Android will pick up a kill on Space, but then Hooch 2 kills of his own. Now it is whether or not, I mean, the game begins. Can Android save the AK? That's the point now.
They do have a lot of time to go and search for him. Hooch is already out hunting. Looks like Mo's joined the fight. Doja and Adren planting bombs so openly that there's no way Android could sort of sneak in and maybe ninja it. They can always keep an eye out from the middle. So pretty good idea. And now he's being sandwiched. And I doubt he can live through this round. It'd be very impressive if he could find the one spot they don't check. And spray comes through. Hooch there to pick it up in return. 9-13. Complexity. Still not that much money, actually.
No, I mean, Complexity right now are making adjustments with their defense. They're starting to pick up on the fact that Gambit are only going A. And so you can start cheating. You can start having one guy B, one guy mid, and then 3A early on, right? You put some aggression there. With that aggressive push into A main, that's what I'm talking about. And so I'm curious to see if Complexity just continue to do that. Because at this point, it's just, you know, you have to risk it. You're going to have to take a couple of risks and say, right, all right, we're not seeing them on B at all. If they go B this round, that sucks. But if they go A, like they have been, we're just going to wreck them. But Hooch through the smoke. It's the perfect timing. The spray on Def and Complexity just can't catch a break.
Oh, long range spray there. Adren following up with more smoke madness coming out. But I actually got to feel like we don't deserve this. We've been playing a really good map of Counter-Strike right now, and now they're starting to shoot the smoke to try and kill us. It's ridiculous. Sanks trying to get back out of middle, but Space already boosted up to get that frag, and now Surreal. Another attempt to save a rifle here. Didn't work too well last time, but this time it will certainly be success. Well, he's very far away. They just put down the bomb. They're actually already hunting him. He may still be boxed in, but he's got a much better chance of surviving than Android did last time.
Does he have the right timing? That's the thing. Nope. He's not going to look at T-spawn.
Wow.
Deep sigh there. And what can you really hope to do? And they're going to be able to save the AWP now for Mo, so that's going to strengthen the economy for Gambit. You guys can see without the X-ray, they're not seeing anything. Either of these players. This is all just knowledge, thousands of hours of experience on lining up shots. And they go for the likely shots blind through the smoke. Not every day that you see 2 wallbang smokes that are like, you know, smoked kills basically in the same round for one team.
If Gambit make this comeback, I'm convinced that Thorin is in fact the Sith Lord and is just sort of somehow using the Force to change the outcome of this game, because I feel like this was meant to be.
I almost want to see a stack like this when they have rifles from Complexity at this point. just fully go for it, guys. Doja sees him coming from a mile away. Again, in position to deal with any kind of aggression coming towards Squeak. And, well, there isn't much for Whitmer to do because he was getting flanked by Adrian as well. So, very quick anti-eco round coming in from Gambit. A flawless one. In fact, Complexity, they kind of just threw themselves to the wolves there.
11-13. This is very scary. It's now 4 rounds in a row. We do have Adrian for CS God. Yeah, I mean, he's been playing pretty well so far. It is Dojo who's got 28 kills at the moment. The rest of Gambit are sort of all tied up around 14 kills, which is kind of impressive. And again, Complexity, no one is running away. Everyone for Complexity is doing almost the exact same amount of work. So, see if they can continue now that they've been slowed down a bit.
Well, now here comes the change. Gambit have not gone B hardly at all since the beginning of this half. Now, perfect anti-flash just gives Android a free kill. Surreal's going to find a kill on Hooch. He's still alive at the back of Checkered as well. And it looks like Gambit just want to ignore him for the time being. Rotation is coming in now from the teammates. We'll have Whitmer on high. Surreal has been caught, but Whitmer is there to make the difference. And a 1v3 now for Adrian to actually try and make some magic happen here for Gambit.
Well, it's the classic win 4 rounds in A and then magically go B and lose. It is really hard because we can criticize them now for saying why did they change if it wasn't working. On the other hand, if they had gone A for a 5th round and been shut down, been hard countered, we would have, conversely, we would have said, why did they keep running the same strat until it failed? That's obviously silly. This is the beauty of being a caster, is you can always have perfect 20/20 hindsight to criticize whatever you want.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, so, I mean, the fact is, I don't actually think it's a bad idea for Gambit to try and switch it up before they get countered. I think that's a reasonable and sort of logical thing to do. I don't think that was a particularly good B attack, though. I think they actually sort of just tried to run in and maybe hoping a bit too much that Complexity would only have one person there, which wasn't really the case. So, Adren, nice headshot. The bomb is down as well. He's going to have to another 2 headshots like that, otherwise it's not going to work out. And out in the open, Whitmer picking up a triple. And it will be 14 rounds for Complexity, finally.
They get over the hump. Break the streak. No, not going to happen. Still, Whitmer did some fantastic work. He was the late rotate in. I'm sure that Gambit were thinking, great, we've got it under control now that we have both kills and the guys holding on the B side itself. This is that feel-good moment. But it wasn't true. It wasn't meant to be. 14 rounds on the board for Complexity, 11 for Gambit. Of course, Gambit have the money to go for the full buy. But Complexity, they're doing fairly well themselves. Sanks and Android are both fairly low on nades. Android even have to go for the FAMAS, but now do they make the change? And yes, they do. They go straight back. They're thinking, now that we've shut them down on B, we've taught them to go back towards their A play. Complexity put 3 players hard on the A site at the beginning of the round. Now they only have the 1 on B and the 1 in mid, with a quick rotate possible towards A from the man holding in mid. So Complexity are setting up to counter Gambit. They're like, right, you're going to come back and try and get that execute going, and we're going to be ready to shut you down.
Wow, that was a nice grenade on Sanks. That did a lot of damage. 58 in 1.
It's about as good as it gets, doesn't it, when you have Kevlar?
Yeah, just about right. Sanks realizing there's someone over there, and he's flashed to spraying wild. Not going to be able to pick it up. Doja instead coming in from Squeak. They still have Def boosted up on in the corner there. I wonder if they're going to realize that.
Bit of a tight spot. They have no idea that he's up there, it looks like. Adrian, the way that he's moving. So he's really focused right now. Def doesn't need to spring the trap. He needs to just wait, be patient. Mo's making his way in now as well. Adrian, Mo's got the bomb. They're going to be fully committed to the A side. The problem is, there we go. He gets 1 kill out of it, and now he needs to drop off because there's a man coming up on short. Mo's going to pick him off before he can even make it out. And instead, it's going to be on the rotators now. Whitmer and CT gets caught. Android, though, with nearly getting the double spray. Spaze just barely lives. 10 HP left on Spaze. And Complexity not able to capitalize on the defense. Not able to get that setup working.
This is a bit of a problem right now because, they had that loss streak. Now they won the single round, and we're back into losing. There's $0 on Whitmer, 1,100 on Surreal, who's going to try and save this AWP. If he loses that would actually be disastrous. Either way, Gambit are going to be in a good position here, and Complexity, in terms of economy, going to be quite far behind.
This is just a catastrophe for Complexity. Now they win one, they get reset. Gambit are going to get very close. There's the attempted shot. Now he's going to get caught in a bit of a sandwich here. Space coming around the corner with 10 HP. Surreal! It is Surreal. He actually turns around just as the man rounds the corner. Tough life.
See this shot from Mo. This is great. He sees the feet. That's actually a very fast reaction. Not a shot you normally get to take. So that's interesting. 12 to 14. No AWP saved. 2 round for Complexity. 4 for Gambit. Or potential overtime. I mean, this definitely seems like one of those games that could end in overtime. We're 1 kill away for Doja, dropping a 30 bomb. So we'll see how far he can push it. Mo sneaking into middle. Very aggressive here with the AWP, but maybe realizing they won't have anything but pistols.
Complexity go back to a default setup. 3 on the A side, 2 on B. Leaving mid completely open, and Hooch is going to love this. Even spots out Sanks right on the edge. Free kill for him from short. And now Doja decides to go for the peek at the proper time. Whitmer worried about mid, looking the wrong way. Doja with the second kill on Def. He is the god of eco frags. That's what he does. He just gets those kills when his opponents have pistols. We figured it out. Look at this. It's like no fear. I know you have a pistol. A headshot in space is going to deny him the quad, but still Doja another 3 kills to his name.
Yeah, puts him at 32. So that's quite impressive. We're now 28th round just starting, and still Complexity don't have the money. This is very likely going to tie the scoreline. I can't even imagine what it must feel like for Complexity, considering they had, I don't want to say good maps earlier today, but they had better maps than we had anticipated earlier in the day. So if they get this close to beating Gambit, which would be a big win for them on LAN, I feel that would actually be quite impressive. If it gets stolen away from them in the last couple of rounds. Oh no.
It feels like there's still hope for Complexity. I mean, they haven't been just like annihilated at any point in time as Adrian picks up some eco kills of his own. Like, they have actually been able to put up a fight. Some people, you know, you think, they're probably just going to get like 16-4, 16-5, and it'll be pretty clear cut. The European teams will just own them, right? But they have been getting double digits pretty consistently. Surreal and Android putting up a fight here with the pistols. They managed to pick up 1 and 2 kills and an AK as well on Surreal. Is it like, you know, you have teams that, you know, the support player, the entry fragger, the IGL. Surreal, his job is to save guns.
Master at Arms.
That is literally what it's all about. He runs the armory.
Could be something like that. See, it always did bother me that you've got 2 hands. Most people do. You know, why not save 2 guns at the end of a round?
That's very fair, right? You know, and I'm sure that they've got like a strap. You could loop one over your shoulder, go full Rambo, right? Have 2 guns that way, 3 guns. Hell, sky's the limit, Anders.
Just imagine if that were possible. 14-14, the score now being tied up as Gambit dragged back into this game by the man on the camera here, Doja, who's doing just a very, very fine job. 34 kills in regulation. That doesn't actually happen every day. I mean, even people get to the 30 mark, we're generally quite pleased, but he's clocking past that right now. And heading into the 29th round, this is where Complexity really needs to put an end to this.
Well, they've just, you know, eaten 2 rounds of eco for this purpose. And they go back to a very, now they're going to go aggressive in B halls. That's a way to shift things up here, Complexity. With the 2 players there, they could try and set it up to get control of B halls. And that would put some pressure on the terrorists, exactly, setting up towards A.
Oh, I thought he was walking through. Looked like he was about to walk through the doorway there. He's been so sneaky over here, but yeah, you are right, though. Android and Whitmer are the ones moving out of B right now, and this could definitely be a big win for them. They've tried so many different types of defense now. Time for a bit of offense, it seems. Not quite catching anyone yet, and in fact, the timing might be horrendous for them. If Gambit push A when they're this far across the map, it could be a little bit painful.
Maybe a time, though, but there's the incendiary. Instantly canceled out by Surreal. Doja getting wall banged down, and that's a big kill from Surreal. Man advantage now for Complexity with the hold. And the rotation's going to come out once again. Gambit trying to get some control in mid, putting 2 players there. Def is going to have a bit of a hard life over here in Link. If Hooch spots him out, and he does, gets the wallbang headshot on him, just clips him. But still, we do have a man in Toxic over on the B side. Could try and rotate into Garage fairly quickly. 4 men here on the A site now for Complexity. They've got the defense set up. Now they just need to execute. And Sanks is there to start it off. Android as well.
Very good job. No one going down yet for Complexity. Gambit, I think they had a lot of openings to actually do this, but they looked a little bit confused, and everyone seemed to slow down for just a moment there. Mo trying to see if he could take a shot through the box, but that is not the right angle. He's got another 2 in here. Needs to get the ace clutch, which is never easy, especially not when you're on 5 health. Trying again, but he goes down. There's 15 rounds for Complexity. Map point for them.
Let's go, Complexity. Do it for Thorin. He's going to wear that shirt on stream. 15-14. Of course, there's the full buy for Gambit. But Complexity now, that's a feel-good moment. They really took a lot of time rotating that. Like, Whitmer, he just sat on B for so long, though. Right, up in Toxic. I kind of want to see him react a little bit faster. Considering Gambit have only gone to B site twice this entire half, pretty much. Like, just, you know, they show themselves at A. Just go A. Rotate.
Now is the question, can they close it out, or are we going to head into overtime? I feel like if it goes overtime, that's going to be so heartbreaking for Complexity. Not easy playing overtime. You'd think it was just the same as playing, you know, another 6 rounds potentially, you know, but it really isn't. There's mentally a lot of things that change. Whitmer, first step in the right direction to preventing that from happening, taking out Mo.
Now Gambit. Adrian with the Molotov that goes into vents. That'll clear out that angle. Nobody there to greet any CT player that would come tumbling out, but still. Just one more step towards that mid control, setting it up. Spaze is the one hanging around Garage to make sure that nobody can push aggressive mid. And it's actually Def who's holding very aggressively in mid right now. He's changed up his positioning, so this will be interesting to see how that plays out if he can catch out Spaze later on. It is going to be a double boost hit, and there we go. Def to start things off. Here's the boosting, and he gets a second kill out of it. Big play from Def.
Gambit looked like they had the perfect opportunity then. They won't get wall banged down either. Whitmer in a good position, though. They're sort of rotating back towards the A-bomb side, but Sanks and Surreal still have a very good crossfire. And even the 3-way crossfire with Whitmer at the truck, this does not seem like a good idea. Complexity now just a couple of kills away from making that 16th round. They've been searching for it all tournament, or all week here. Whitmer getting a kill, and there it is, the end of it, 16-14 as Complexity defeat Gambit on cash. So many Complexity fans turning up today, wearing the shirts and everything. What an upset.
Huge plays. Is Lake actually just gonna like put it on Thorin himself? I wonder right now. He's hyped. Lake is ready. But that is a win. They don't go 0-6 in the groups, Complexity.
No, and definitely surprised by that, but also intrigued. He's actually so excited, Jason. He said he's at the desk. He's ready to pick it up.
I mean, that is one hell of a performance from Complexity. Also considering they lost both pistols, so they never really got any of the free rounds, the easy rounds that Gambit were handed with winning those pistol rounds that go with it, right? So we'll see how the analysts choose to break this down, and also how Thorn is going to look in a Complexity shirt after this break.